Former cricketer Imran Khan came into power vowing to shake up the status quo in Pakistan, but his government is facing a financial crisis and international isolation after a terror attack in India. Now Khan is under pressure to rein in terror groups and stabilize the country's economy. But can he convince the world that his new Pakistan is finally serious about cracking down on terrorism? Thinking about the events following Pulwama, how do you feel about how the situation played out?
We were apprehensive that some incident would happen, and when Pulwama happened, I felt that Mr. Modi's government used that to build this war hysteria.
How close do you think the scenario came to escalating into a full-blown conflict?
When you are two nuclear-armed countries, and when the jets of the other country come and violate your space and throw some bombs at you, if they had gone further than that, we would have had to retaliate, and then God knows where it would have got to.
Right, and you were praised for your handling of the crisis and diffusing the tension, but what's to stop GEM from launching another attack?
So we were already cracking down on them. We were already dismantling the whole setup.
How are you dismantling the setup?
Well, we've taken over their madrasas, their funding.
Some critics say that this is just temporary measures, cosmetic measures, that we've seen this before.
This has never happened before. What is happening right now has never happened before in Pakistan. And let me make it clear, it's not because of threat from India. It's for our own self-interest that we need to get rid of the groups.
Would you say that Pakistan is in control of its foreign policy, or are you on the defensive? Is it being driven by jihadists?
Pakistan is completely, probably more control in its foreign policy than ever in the last 20 years. The reason we decided to dismantle the militant groups, again, a legacy of the 80s, was because in our current situation, we just cannot go on as we have been in the past.
What is the status of the IMF rescue plan?
Negotiations are on between IMF and our government, and the gap, which initially was quite wide because what IMF wanted us to do and what we thought we should be doing, the steps we should be taking, that has now narrowed down because most of the steps were already taken by our government.
Why did it take you so long to go to the IMF?
The only problem was that what the IMF was expecting us to do then, there was no way we could have imposed those conditions on our people.
Like what?
They wanted a free-floating exchange rate. So given the big current account deficit, God knows where the rupee would have ended up with, and so we couldn't take that risk.
Do you feel your government is strong enough to end this begging bowl syndrome?
I'm determined that this will be the last time Pakistan will ever have to go to IMF.
What do you say to criticism that Pakistan has become a client state of China?
All I can say is that we are really grateful to the Chinese because this has been extremely helpful to us.
Okay, so you don't feel it's debt trap diplomacy and that the conditions for the loans won't hurt Pakistan in the end?
No, I think what we have, the MOUs we have signed with China will enable us to create wealth in Pakistan. And with that wealth, we will be able to return the loans. This time we have investment, and also we want relocation of Chinese industry here because because of the high cost of Chinese labor, some of the industry is ready to relocate in Pakistan.
Have any come? Have any come?
Oh, no, we've signed MOUs. I mean, we're only 7 months in power. So, yes, we have great expectations, especially in the special economic zones.
I heard that they were empty.
As yet, it's still early.
Okay. What's your stance on China's treatment of Uyghur Muslims?
Frankly, I don't know much about that.
Turkey has said it was a great shame on humanity, and you have also spoken up in defense of Muslims around the world.
It's true. I mean, Muslim world is probably going through its worst phase right now.
But you won't speak out against what's happening in China?
If I had enough knowledge, I would speak about it. It is not so much in the papers.
But there's Pakistani men that have gone to protest about their wives being detained.
I haven't heard about that. Thank you.